Okay, we're back. And to be really honest, it's been quite a few days. There's always a number of interruptions. Well, anyway, we're going to put this line core back on. And if I remember right, the ribbed side was a neutral. And this side was a chassis. And I think, let's see here. So I was going to tin those. Get those tinned up. My soldering tip is just taking a beating here. Put a little solder on the inside there. And go ahead and heat that baby up. The little lights on the Weller soldering irons, they always seem to go out at an opportune time. There we go. Okay. So we should be able to plug this in. If it's close enough. Yep, we're just on the edge. Okay, yeah, looks like it's lighting up. Pretty quiet. Yeah. Sorry I can't leave that run for you. YouTube gets really upset if you infringe on someone's copyright. There's seems to be absolutely no leeway, or I don't know how that works. And I went ahead and just put that back in that little cup there. Let's see if I can fold those. Yeah, actually I want to see what happens if I don't fold those little ears down. If it's going to be an issue or not. First thing that's going to happen is I didn't get it in there just quite right. Doesn't look like it'll be. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay. Well, I think we're going to set this off to the side. I'm going to stop you here for a second. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. One of the things that had happened to the chassis of this radio, I don't know whether this is Bakelite or not. There is a kind of a test, but I'm not going to worry about it so much. And actually this chassis is in pretty good shape. It could use a little cleaning. One of the things I like to do before you get too rough with anything like that is just use some warm water on some places and see how it'll clean up with that. You never know how some of this old plastic might react to today's modern chemicals. Yeah, there's a little dirt on there. I don't know, a little elbow grease never hurt anything. There are some mild cleaners. One of them is that Murphy's oil soap. I've got some of that somewhere around here. And it seems to have escaped me. It seems to be pretty, yeah, there it is. I don't know what it's made out of. It's pretty harmless. They also make a multi-purpose cleaner that seems pretty harmless. But it does seem to kind of chew into dirt. And of course you can dilute it a little bit with some water. This is not beat up, but it's pretty. It's just been used. You know, people used to buy stuff to use it, not put it in museums. The face is pretty gooky on this. Looks like at one time there was some sort of a sticker there. Yeah. There's dirt. Good old dirt. I don't know. You can just kind of gently hose that off. I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. This radio doesn't have a dial light, which is really kind of unusual. The way these radios are kind of wired and set up, they're almost geared up to have dial lights. Well, let's turn to some cosmetic pieces here. One of the things that needs to be fixed is somebody broke the grill out. I lucked out, and when it got broke, it actually got pushed in. Both pieces. So I'm going to wipe off both these pieces real carefully. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to clean the pieces up, and I'm never going to ever get a chance to clean these really good like I am now. Ever again, because I don't know, just because. Let's see here. How did this go back together? One of these pieces fits one way. Well, there's only, unless I'm missing a chunk, there's only so many ways this can go. This doesn't look good. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, definitely going to clean under here real good. Those corners can be a little bit of a pill. You can use Q-tips and stuff. Get in there. One of the first things you want to do is, if you're going to glue, I'm going to glue this back together. Well, first I'm going to see how it fits back together and see if it can be glued back together. God, this thing has seen better days. The dial is pretty gooky on this baby. This adhesive won't come up. There's a couple ways you can deal with that. One of the ways I've found that's pretty good, it is pretty inert, is that I would test it, is this stuff called Dissolve It. It's kind of citrus based. I don't have any stock in our company, so I don't really give a darn. And it's pretty good at it's actually very good at removing kind of that oily film from cigarette smoke. I could take the dial. There's a plastic like dial cover here. You can see it. That's held in with two kind of speed screws or snap nuts or whatever they call those. They've got a name. Anyway, you could use that to kind of dissolve that glue. And one of the things I've noticed is once you kind of clear up an area, turn your rag over and it starts to kind of smear that stuff. And if you keep turning the rag over, it'll keep mopping it up. Like I said, you might want to test this stuff just to make sure, but it seems pretty inert. It would be a real dumb move to try and clean up the face of a really expensive piece. So like this had some kind of, looks like gold paint on the dial, and just from me cleaning it, it might be rubbing off there. Trying not to rub the... Looks like that might have been painted. Some of these places are recessed. These are raised here. The lettering is raised. Everybody's got their own way of cleaning stuff up, and everybody needs to do what they think is right for them. I don't know if that cleaner is taking that off there or if it's just rubbing off. I can always touch it up. I don't know. Some of the stuff I never worry about too much. I'm not trying to make a showpiece for a museum. If you're going to do that, you'd probably find a better specimen. This one's got a few little kinks. But it's okay. Do it. Make the best of what you got. Okie dokie. Well, it's pretty cleaned up. Actually, there's a little tiny crack right there. I don't know if it can be seen on the camera or not. It's right there, right on the edge of my finger. Yeah. So it appears I have most of the pieces here. Based on the... So is that a front piece? Yeah, I got a little chip. Right there. That's kind of... I don't know, I guess it could be worse. This might be real interesting to hold this in place. Yeah, this is going to be a real bear. The only saving grace to this is these pieces appear to fit pretty tight. Yeah, it's too bad. Well, I don't think I can glue these two together and then slide that one back in there. There's a ring of plastic around here, and it appears to have broken off in the ring. Just gonna make this rather interesting. Let's see, so I need to figure out which way this even fits in there. So let's see here. These two went this way. This little lip, there's kind of a little edge goes out. Well, I'm going to take a break here and do a little research. Take it easy.